Uganda to engage U.S. on Anita Among sanctions, Minister Oryem June 1, 2024 written by VOA. Minister Okello Oryem. The Ugandan government has responded and objected to the latest U.S. sanctions imposed against Speaker of Parliament Annet Annita Among and other officials. On Thursday this week, the U.S. State Department placed travel and financial sanctions on Among and her spouse Moses Magogo for what it called significant corruption tied to her leadership position. Other sanctioned were Ministers Amos Lugolobi and his spouse, and former Karamoja ministers, Agnes Nandutu and Mary Goretti Kitutu and her spouse for allegedly misusing public resources and diverting materials from Uganda's neediest communities. The sanctions also target Lt Gen Peter Elwelu for his role in clashes between Ugandan security forces and a local militant group that resulted in the deaths of over 100 people. In response, Uganda State Minister for Foreign Affairs Oryem Okello said the U.S. government's action is really targeting Among. "My belief is that this is an insult and undermines our judicial system," Okello said. "The sanctions are unjust. They are punitive," he said. "They are bullish because they know that we cannot do anything against it. And it's just deliberate to punish the speaker for her role in leadership to fight LGBTQ and homosexuality in Uganda." He argued that all the ministers who were sanctioned are currently facing Ugandan courts of law, which have yet to find rule on the cases. The U.S. State Department said it stands with Ugandans advocating for democratic principles, a government that delivers for all its citizens and accountability for actions committed by those who abuse their positions through corruption and gross violations of human rights. Ugandan political analyst Mary Ann Nanfuka said that those people targeted by the sanctions are not acting on their own and that sanctions never work as a deterrent. "I see that these Western countries want to pander to their electorate," Nanfuka said. "They know very well that they need the government to cooperate with them in certain areas. So, once push comes to shove, they will let it pass. Yes, it's a gesture, but no, we are still not impressed," she said. Chris Obor, the head of public affairs in the Ugandan parliament, said the corruption allegations are political and vendetta-driven, otherwise they would have targeted the entire Ugandan cabinet. The State Department specifically mentioned a giveaway of iron roofing sheets that were meant for a poor community but were instead shared by top government members among themselves. "It is a sign of their latent anger against the speaker for presiding over the anti-homosexuality law," Obor said. "It is clear that the UK, US, Canada have been putting pressure when that law was being debated here. Because it is not about iron sheets. How did the speaker personally benefit from those iron sheets when public schools that were roofed are there?" Okello said Uganda will engage US government officials and get to the bottom of how the State Department decided to approve the sanctions. Related stories. The 29th of May 2024 How corruption became a billion-dollar industry. The 30th of May 2024 Namuganza demands probe into missing SH's 90 meters. Namutumba journalists funds 2024-0530 a sanctioned Speaker Among, hubby Magogo over corruption. WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, email, share. Comments. +2 Number 1 Jose the 1st of June 2024 11:50 Obor wake up. First boss denied ever receiving iron sheets, then roofed schools, and her personal schools to that. How does the Karamoja community enjoy and benefit from Bukadia? You know how far the villages are. Obor, we know all workers in Among's businesses are paid directly employees of Parliament. Do you still think that's proper and right? Man, come out of that slumber. Quote, report to administrator. Number 2 Tibuka R. the 1st of June 2024 1629. I don't understand why ministers are angry. Western countries said they won't fund you if you're going against a key human rights issue for a minority in the country, and you go ahead and you're shocked they sanction you. You chose God, after all. Stuck with your God. As a Ugandan in Western Europe, stop this nonsense. You either hate homosexuality and all the consequences that come with it or not. Don't have your cake and try to eat it. Quote, report to administrator. Number 3 Mark May the 1st of June 2024 1659. The USA is not interfering in the affairs of Uganda. They do not want those people on their territory. If you are not welcome in my home, you simply stay away. We also know that those people are corrupt. Simply accept that there is corruption and fight it instead of trying to find fault with your critics. You are trying to defend the undefendable. Quote report to administrator. O number 4 Muniwi J. Francis Fred 2024-0601-17-03 quoting Jose. Obor wake up. First boss denied ever receiving iron sheets, then roofed schools, and her personal schools to that. How does the Karamoja community enjoy and benefit from Bukadia? You know how far the villages are. Obor we know all workers in Among's businesses are paid directly employees of parliament. Do you still think that's proper and right? Man come out of that slumber. The gentleman is completely oblivious of what is happening around him or pretending to lack situational awareness of the aspects raised as a basis for imposition of the sanctions on the Ugandan individuals. The US and UK will help Uganda wake up from the epidemic of theft. Quote report to administrator. O number 5 Muniwi J. Francis Fred 2024-0601-17-03 quoting Jose. Obor wake up. First boss denied ever receiving iron sheets, then roofed schools, and her personal schools to that. How does the Karamoja community enjoy and benefit from Bukadia? You know how far the villages are. Obor we know all workers in Among's businesses are paid directly employees of parliament. Do you still think that's proper and right? Man come out of that slumber. The gentleman is completely oblivious of what is happening around him or pretending to lack situational awareness of the aspects raised as a basis for imposition of the sanctions on the Ugandan individuals. The US and UK will help Uganda wake up from the epidemic of theft. Quote report to administrator. O number 6 Muniwi J. Francis Fred 1 June 2024 1709. Mr. Obor and Mr. Oryem, so you did not see the iron sheets which were stolen and used on a minister's goat house, or the iron sheets in the custody of other officials mentioned all over in the media local and international. So that was normal for you. Oh, Africa. Quote report to administrator 0 number 7 Akau 1 June 2024 22:17. But these people are all over the place. You sometimes says the Western world cannot tell you what to do, or to govern Uganda. Why in the world would like to engage US? Quote report to administrator 0 number 8 Kitipwe 2 June 2024 12:52. Not only is Obor and his boss Among so amoral, they are so annoying. How can they ever justify their self-aggrandizement that has about from any legitimate business, but through theft? All at the expense of their needy relatives in Karamoja, and carrying on with their crimes without any qualms, and just because they know they are in a position to intimidate anyone who calls them to book. Obor, advise Among to come clean, and like Zacchaeus in the Bible apologize and offer to pay double what she pilfered to all parties concerned. She can afford it. Quote report to administrator. O number 9 Daniela 2 June 2024 22:12. Cry babies wailing about unfairness and due process. Did you give homosexuals due process before passing AHA? You claim homosexuals are recruiting your kids regardless of the facts. Similarly, they can say you are thieves regardless of the facts.